emergency services groups here, already assembled here in Bergen County are up to the task.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, the rails are a federal issue. With that being said, they do run through the communities of Bergen County. So that makes the Freeholder Board an advocacy group on behalf of those individuals. What we need to do is to have multiple town coordination with the OEM groups, whether that's coordinated through the county to do proper training and drills for those types of scenarios, or just making sure that our first responders have the equipment that they need in case of something like this. What I would do as a freeholder is contact and call on our federal representatives to ensure that the safety of the rail lines is up to speed, up to code, making sure that our residents are safe. For strengthening UCC codes, that falls on a state issue. As a freeholder, what we could do is have quarterly meetings with our state legislative representatives and contact them and ask, what are you doing for Bergen County? What are you doing for the state when it comes to UCC building codes to ensure the safety of construction projects, the safety of rail lines, and the safety of state roads? So that's what I would advocate.
Tracy, I think you wanted next.
Thanks, Jack. As the chair of Law and Public Safety, I actually went with Senator Weinberg and with mayors from all of the different communities, from Norwood, Northvale, Harrington Park, Teaneck, to meet with Senator Booker and discuss these issues and bring these our local concerns to the forefront, to talk again, to advocate on behalf of double-hulled trains to transport this stuff, to speak out regarding our need for information, to call upon the companies for infrastructure improvement. This is the role of the Freeholder Board, to call upon our federal officials and to work with them to make sure that we are advocating for the safety of all of our residents. You know, it is, we are engaging, Ken, in OEM coordination. We have wonderful mutual aid agreements. We have seen, you know, I was with Freeholder Nicola at the firefighters graduation. We have seen so many wonderful young men in our community and older men and women too, step forward to serve. And we need to make sure that we have their backs, providing them with every tool possible. We've consistently voted to support their efforts in our budgeting, and we will continue to do so because they are our first line of defense. Thank you.
What's the next? Tom?
I'm the only one grabbing for the mic. Well, this is a very, very important issue. Public safety, as we've stressed before, it is definitely a priority for me. The problem here is our first responders are not informed well enough to act in case of an emergency. County executive has, since he's become the county executive, has had numerous meetings, numerous educational things, along with Senator Weinberg. We need to have the state and federal government let us know what is on that rails and when it's being transported. Because let's face it, they're not going to be the ones responding to a call when there's an accident on the rails right away. They'll get there eventually, but our first responders are the ones that are going to have to deal with it, and they need to be informed. And it is our job as freeholders to advocate for this, to talk to our state legislators. That's what our job is. It may not be in our purview, but this is what we have to do to protect the safety of the residents. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, emergency preparedness is a legitimate function of business, of government. We need the government to be ready to respond to emergencies. Now, if anybody here goes and takes a firefighter 1 class at the Bergen County Police and Fire Academy, you get the basic instructions of hazmat and how to handle it. We have many, I would call professional level volunteers all over the county that are highly educated by a great fire academy that we have here in Mahwah. Now, when it comes to adding service or reducing service, when it comes to this, I would defer to the professionals, talking to the chiefs of fire departments throughout Bergen County, get their input, and then move on this. Thank you.
All right, who has number 4? Oh, I'm sorry, Daisy, I thought you didn't want it. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
I was just going to say that it surprises me that at this point in time, we're talking about that we don't have a plan for if anything would happen, if there's a derailment, And I would think that, as Peter mentioned, that I would have to defer to the experts and say, how do we get that done? As a freeholder, that would be something that I would be passionate about, because that's why I wanted to hear everybody else who is a freeholder to say, it's taken now, you guys thinking about it, because you have a county executive who was involved with the fire department. Shame on all of us that we don't care for Bergen County and are not doing something, and we're waiting to do this now.
All right. Question number 4. Who has number 4? Daisy?
Right into,
Want me to read it? Do you want? Okay.
freeholders all support more public awareness of the board's work.
They sometimes go to other
Municipalities. Do you support live broadcasts of freeholder public meetings? You believe they should be
public meetings at both at night and the work sessions.
that will take an investment? Is that an administration lead or a board lead? Would you introduce a freeholder resolution to achieve it?
Do you support live broadcasting of public meetings in your own municipality?
Okay, I'll ask the question to the audience. How many of you have spent time looking at these freeholder board meetings via their TV or their broadcast? Okay. So the question is, I have, because I want to see what's going on, but the question is, a lot of our residents, they don't. So would I support more public awareness of the meeting? Absolutely. But there are other ways to reach our residents, because they're not watching the cable channel to watch a freeholder meeting. I don't know how many of you watch your town's meeting. I do, because I was curious about how we're running my town, but a lot of the residents don't even know which channel to go to. So shame on the municipalities for not disclosing that information. I'm a marketer, so I'm about marketing Bergen County and disclosing all of the meetings and everything that we have to say to the public that we're saying in our meeting. We should share that to the public. So would I support investment in this? I don't know how much it's going to cost. So that would be the first thing I would question, is how much is that going to cost, and do the public really want that? If that's what they want, then we should invest in it. But that would be the first question, because I think there are other venues that we can use. There are podcasts, there are emails. There's a lot of ways to communicate in this era that we live with, cell phones, and we don't have to spend so much money on live broadcasts. But that would be the first thing that I would ask. How much is it going to cost? And do the residents want it?
1 minute responses from other people.
I'm all for broadcasting the meetings live, as long as there's no significant capital expenditure. I encourage the private sector to come in with their cameras, film the meetings, and broadcast them live. If we can't do that, it's fine doing it just using other medium like cameras, iPhones, or whatever, and just broadcasting onto YouTube. I don't see any reason for a major capital expenditure on something like this.
Steve?
Well, I'm happy to say that the Freeholder Board has already approved modifications to both our meeting room, our caucus room, and our public meeting room, where cameras are going to be permanently installed in the hopes of eventually having it live streamed. Right now our meetings are being posted on YouTube so everybody can go to see them. I'm definitely in favor of broadcasting both our caucus meeting and our freeholder meeting. As a councilman, I literally used a handheld video camera to videotape North Arlington's meetings and send it to the TV channels so that they could actually broadcast them, because I wanted people in town to see what was going on in town. So the county needs to know what's going on, and I think the more we bring it out to them, the better. That's why Tracy and I had talked about bringing our meetings on the road. We did them, we did 2 so far. They've been very successful. I think the local residents appreciate the fact that they don't have to come to Hackensack to come to a freeholder meeting.
John, you want the next?
I agree. All the meetings should be, broadcast live. I think part of the issue is that what we can do is actually market Bergen County a little bit more. I think if people had the opportunity to see what's going on, they may show up for the next meeting and ask questions. I've been a proponent in my hometown of Cliffside Park, who does not have a live broadcast. I've gone to several meetings and trying to push for that, and they have refused up to this point. So I'll continue on that quest. Thank you.
Anybody else want this? Tom?
Okay? Of course, I agree with this. The more transparency, the more the residents get to see what's going on, the better we are. To say that you can't find it on your cable TV network, call it the cable TV company. If you really care about seeing the meetings, you'll find them. And if that's what people want to see, that's what they will see. They have every right to view live meetings. I have nothing to hide. We have nothing to hide as a freeholder board. People can't get to meetings. We've seen that with some of the people up here tonight. People can't get to the meetings. So why not make it available for them to see on television? I know I flip my channels and I find what channel my Montvale TV council meetings are, and I watch them because it's that important to me. If it's that important to you, you'll find it on TV, and I think it's our obligation to give the people that opportunity. Thank you.
I also want to point out that we do a lot of outreach. We put a lot of information on our website, so I want to encourage everyone to go onto the Bergen County website where they can access not only the minutes, not only the information regarding the meetings, but a lot of very valuable information about what's going on in every single department in the county. We are, as freeholders, constantly outreaching to constituents with email, with letters. We are in the community. We are meeting with individuals, highlighting the wonderful accomplishments that our county is doing.